Hi, how you doing? Overflow fam. How are you doing? Yeah, today I want to talk about something that has to do with how we were raised. Humans, as we uh, or designed for survival, just by instinct. That's what we're designed for, and that's the reason why a newborn baby will cry when the baby needs attention, wants to eat, the baby is wet, the baby will cry because the baby is uncomfortable because we're designed for survival. But in the course of growing up, there are other things that will now begin to shape us, like you have a child parent to begin to tell you, you don't do that, you don't do this. And so the child is now conditioned to begin to consider other things, consider other people, prefer other people. When you see people, you should like greet, you should. We begin to teach the child other, but ordinarily, a survivor is self first. So you have some adults that really didn't take those home classes seriously, and they grow up and they are very selfish. They didn't modify their natural instincts to an extent, but that's not even what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm talking about self care, how that self-care trait that we have was altered. So I had a young guy that was neck deep in debt. If you say neck deep in debt, and I was asking, how did you get to this place? Because that's usually the question. What brought you to me? How did you get to this place? What do you need from me? What do you want? And all those kind of things that we do for the process. And the guy told me that summary of it, I won't give details of that. While he was growing up, he he was deprived a lot to please other people because the parents were pastors. And so usually you see the sacrificial giving that comes with ministry, what the father is doing, reaching out to people and trying to care for people. You have the house people, you have students who are not paid their fees, they are in their house, they a lot of all that, the sacrificial living and all. And so he learned from a very tender age that you should prefer others more than yourself. So self-care, he took that to the back. It's not something he considered. All he just wants to do is to please other people. So he grew up with that and he started working, got a good job. And all he's thinking about is how to solve people's problems. So he had Messiah complex. Messiah complex is a situation where you just feel like every need you come across, you need to solve, is for you to solve. But that it's a problem in itself because sometimes people mature through needs. I've talked about opportunities, and I said one of the videos we have, opportunity gives you, there's a solution in it. The problem itself, there's a solution in it. There's opportunity for growth and there's lesson in every problem that you have. There's opportunity for growth. There is a lesson to learn and there is a solution in it. So if you try to solve people's problem before they even try to get through it, for those who have Messiah problem, you're doing the people disservice because what they are supposed to learn through that process, you deprive them of that growth that they would have gotten. And by the time they get to another level, they don't have the capacity they are supposed to have imbibed from the previous situation to be able to mature, to handle that situation that they are in now. So for him, the Messiah complex became very big because it increased. Whatever you work, you use improves, it will grow. So the muscles of the Messiah complex was now increasing, had increased and increased. And it got to a place where he now even borrows to meet the needs of people. Get it? Understand? He doesn't have the money. For instance, someone comes to meet him to ask that he needs help with his rent. I need to pay my rent. I have 200,000 naira. I'm in Nigeria, so we use naira, and I need additional 300,000 to make the money up to 500, which is my rent. He doesn't have it. He will go and borrow to make it up for the person because of the Messiah complex. Because all he wants to do is to please the other person, and he feels he's doing something right. It is not right. And that thing, he got that from growing up when the parents were pushing their needs to the background and raising money to meet other people's needs. And that is not right. All right.